Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni brush the teeth. Hello, welcome back to Bennystake. I'm your girl Benny, and we're in the living room. So that means we're watching something. We are watching Love Is Blind Germany, okay? I didn't want to let it get too, I'm saying, like too far gone, because then I wasn't just gonna watch it all together. So we're gonna watch it together, okay? I'm not gonna watch it and then have to explain to y'all what I watch. We're gonna watch it together. We're gonna do all the pauses and all of the things. Now, like always, I ain't got the money, okay? I ain't got no copyright money. Netflix be strict. So make sure you don't watch the show, and I'm going to show a little clip here and there, but it ain't going to be nothing major. So when I say they said, believe me. Okay, the devil is a lie, I'm not. Okay, so if I said they said, they said. Okay, but before we get into all of that foolishness, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. Okay, do not turn me into a side piece. Make this, I'm committed. Okay, I'm committed. Like, make this relations official. Okay, to take our commitment seriously. Go ahead and subscribe. Like, subscribe, gather the people, gather your pets, gather all the people. Go ahead and subscribe. I've been telling you I'm on a journey to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which means every month I gotta go ahead and average about 3,000 subscribers. For the month of January, we're pushing it. Okay, it ain't giving. Okay, this literally the last, tomorrow the last day of January, it ain't giving 3,000 subscribers. It gave an additional 1,000 and some change, and I'm very grateful for the 1,000 and some change. But Lord have mercy, please go ahead and subscribe. Just like subscribe and do the things, okay? Let's get into the video. I ain't gonna be before y'all long. Okay, I ain't gonna be before y'all long now. All right. Also, this little lip balm by Topicals is called the Slick Salve. It's papaya. This one right here. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And I'm not gonna have no dry lip. I was watching the other videos. I think like my lip was dry. Okay, wilderness dry, and we ain't trying to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little lip balm, and I'm gonna take. Hold on. I'm gonna do my mic. I be seeing the girlies do that. And I'm going to hold on to my lip balm like this. So whenever I'm ready, I'm going to twist and apply. Okay? Okay? The way the dubbing be pissing me off, like, oh my gosh. Because at least with French, I'm able to understand French. So I was able to, like, just listen regular and do, like, the subtitles, for some of the words in French that I may not have known. Because French, although I do speak it, it's not my primary language anymore like it used to be. So there were times where I was like, dang, like, what this means. So having the subtitles would help. But I understood what they were talking about. I understood the tone. But with German over here, it's like, my Lord, help me, Jesus.
One of you will propose. It doesn't matter which one of you.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Ladies, please do not get on no knee. Okay? Every knee shall bow, but not to propose to no man. All right, let everything that has breath respect themselves. Do not kneel to propose to no man. Absolutely not. Okay, and the diversity over here is giving 2.5 black people. Like, is they gonna come together, or is Brother Jamal gonna go ahead and find him a Becky? What is going on? The diversity over here is giving 2.5 blacks. You got one black man and one black woman. Right? Is they gonna come together in holy matrimony, or is this gonna be a matter of like, Jamal gonna end up with Becky and Shanice gonna end up with Matt? Like, well, what is it giving in Germany? Do we see more interracial relationships and not like black on black? Like, what's the tea with Germans? Comment down below and let me know. But don't nobody, regardless of where you stand, don't nobody better get on their knees to propose to nobody on my screen. All right.
I heard you like German bar songs.
What do you mean I like German bar songs?
So you have a good sis over here, Jesse, with this man called Constantine, and they're bonding over bar music that they like. And our good sis gonna go ahead and let us know that whatchamacallit, she loves to ski as well, and she has her some whatchamacallit, some of those like ski stuffs that has a way for you to go ahead and pull a drink on the side.
Can you ski?
Yeah?
I actually have ski poles that you can fill with schnapps and drink on the slopes.
And so you can go ahead and drink as you're, skiing and the things. Are we gonna need to have a little AA meeting on the side? Is that Is that where we headed to?
You like to party?
I like to party, yeah. I really got into après ski. I'd go to a different ski resort every week.
So you have Jesse and Constantine bonding over their love for partying and German bar music. Should I be getting into German bar music? I'm not sure. She love her good ski trip. She be skiing every weekend. I'm like, dang, like I love that. I love the girlies who have hobbies. I love the girlies that's gonna be doing some things and not just like, I like hanging out with my friends. What that mean? When you hang out with your friends, what y'all be doing? And by those girlies, I mean me. When I hang out with my friends, half the time we on the couch. Okay, I'm very much a just come over type kind of girly. Let's just do a little something, a little 1, 2, 1, 3. I'm trying to get out of the house more. My hobby for the year actually is to make bread. I just want to make more bread. Like I have one recipe down, but I want to make like legit, like slice bread and the things. So that's my hobby for the year. Last year was to learn how to make cocktails, and I have the little basics, right? And I'm still building off of that, right? But kudos to you. Jessie loves her to be outside. She loves to party. He seems to like that as well. I hope this does not become a problem when now we back in the real world and our girls is trying to go ahead and party, and now you have a problem, okay?
My family's putting pressure on me regarding marriage and children. They're like, you're not bad looking. What about a wife?
So now you have Jubriel. Is it how you would say Jubriel? Brother Juju. So you have Juju over here. He gonna talk about how like the family gonna put pressure on him to get married. Beloved, it's your life. Okay, can't nobody pressure you into choosing somebody, and then you decide to go ahead and come on my screen to find them blindly. Okay, because very soon your eye gonna be open, and that's gonna be a problem. Men or women, don't you ever let nobody that's not going to be the marital commitment with you rush you into a marital commitment. Okay? Them kids is for life. Don't be having no kids with somebody you don't like for real either, because that's a headache that ibuprofen not finna fix. Okay?
I love kissing, I love touching, I love making out, and I adore hugs.
I love kissing, I love touching, I love making out, and I adore hugs. What was the question that was asked? Because we had a good sister over here, Jessie, who likes him a little ski. You like kissing and you like touching as a hobby. So what that mean as a man of God, Brother Juju, what that mean? Brother Jubriel, what that mean? When you like hugging and kissing as a hobby, like was that the question? Because what that gonna mean? In real life, what you doing over the weekend, Brother Juju? Oh, I'm just kissing, I'm touching, and I'm making out. And I adore hugs. Is that your hobby? Because if that's the case, you might be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be a hoe. I'm not sure what the question was, but he gonna say he loves kissing, he loves touching, he loves making out. Are those your hobbies? Because if those them hobbies, you might be a hoe. All right.
Mom says I'm special.
And we see him immediately on a date with our girl sis Wandy. Wandy. Beautiful, dark skin, gorgeous woman. Beautiful, beautiful. And then she chose the orange. One thing about the black girlies, colors just colors were made for black women, because the way her skin is popping in that orange and the makeup is tea, and I love that she has her, are those faux locks? I think those are faux locks. She looks absolutely gorgeous, beautiful smile. They together. Is Brother Juju gonna act right so that we can end up with l'amour noir like we did with the whatchamacallit Tatiana and Yannick? Is that what we gonna get? Or this way we gonna wanna come over here, kiss, touch, and agree with our good sis? What we finna get?
What's your name?
I'm Wendy.
Nice name.
The dubbing gonna pronounce it as Wendy. The name sound like Wandy to me, like Wandy. What's your name, beloved? Please correct us. Like, to me, it gives Wandy. I'm not sure if this English dubbing trying to play in your face. The name is giving Wandy. I'm going to say Wandy. Okay.
Jubriel.
Jubriel.
What do you do for a living, Wendy?
I'm in HR.
Not how good sis Wandy in HR. Is you the people that snitching on the people of God? Like, Wandy, are you the one that's like, I was told per the last email it wasn't giving. Like, is that what you're doing for a living? Snitching on the people of God? Are you firing the people of God, Sister Wandy? What you doing at your job, beloved?
I make sure that everyone smiles.
Same. Like, if you tell me what your favorite restaurant is, I make a note of it. And when you're having a bad day, just like that, 8
No
o'clock,
way.
get ready, I'll pick you up.
So, Brother Jubriel is letting us know that he's an attentive man. Okay, if you let me know that your favorite color gonna be pink, when I go outside and I see me a pink mug, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it for you. If you let me know what your favorite restaurant is and you having you a bad day, guess what? Me and you, it's gonna be a surprise day. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick you up. She's taking notes. I'm taking notes. Cause when y'all gonna be outside in person, forget outside. When y'all gonna keep dating, when she said her favorite restaurant gonna be whatever it is, I wanna see some food on her side of the pod. Brother Jubriel, Juju, brother Juju, I wanna see some food on her side. I'm not gonna let y'all talk my ears off without actions. During these tariff times, I'm not gonna let y'all terrorize me on my screen trying to find love blindly and not doing the things to fall in love blindly with the women of God. I'm taking notes.
8
No
o'clock,
way.
get ready, I'll pick you up.
Stop it. Oh my.
Girl, don't blush that hard. He said he gonna take you to your favorite restaurant. He did not invent the cure to cancer. Okay, that's bare minimum behavior. Let's keep it cute. Don't go down there in the past talking about you don't find your husband because that baby gonna know your favorite restaurant and gonna wanna take you to your favorite restaurant. Beloved, if I knew your favorite restaurant, I would take you to your favorite restaurant. Does that mean I'm your husband? No. Let's pump the brakes. Pump it all the way down. All right.
Have you ever been in a relationship?
No, not yet.
You've never had a partner?
No.
So our good sister Wendy has never been in a relationship, which I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very common these days because if you really pay attention, it's a lot of situationships, it's a lot of entanglements with August that don't be really giving for real, for real. So if she's never been in like a serious relationship, I don't see nothing wrong with that because the way some of these men are acting now, the way these men will embarrass you in front of the people of God, beloved, don't claim nobody. As far as I'm concerned, I ain't got no exes. Even if me and you went together real bad, I do not have an ex. You not gonna embarrass me. A lot more women are choosing to not deal with the BS. So if she ain't been in a relationship for real like that, I don't see nothing wrong with. Now the music gonna drop a little bit as if it's like some kind of breaking news. Like she ain't been in a relations. That don't mean she not ready for one. Because one thing about me, I don't really need to go ahead and, experience certain things for myself to proceed with caution. If y'all telling me that the dating pool is filled with dookie, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe you. I'm not going to be like, okay, let me just throw myself in there to say that I too be dating. If it's not giving, it's not giving. I'm never going to be the one to force nothing. So this music dropping like it's about to be some breaking news. I hope Brother Jubriel not finna go ahead and start up some things. I do hope.
I've been in 2 situations where it could have worked out. The guy was super attracted to me physically, great, but he never took the time to get to know me as a person.
He liked how I look. He found me attractive. He definitely wanted to cross the canal. He definitely wanted us to reach the promised land together. But other than that, he didn't like me as a person. So I'm not finna claim nobody. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that because she just let us know that she had 2 potential, I guess, like situations that could have ended up in a relations. But the first guy attracted to her, but nothing else. He never got to know her. So then what I'm supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do?
The other one I could have seen it work, but he wasn't ready for something serious.
So again, foolishness. Entanglements all the way through, from July. Okay? Matter of fact, the entanglement wanted to go ahead and get started in June. Carry on in July. And then want to go ahead and manifest itself in August. And Augustus was like, I'm not finna do that. You like me, you like my body, you want to get to know me? No. Then no for me as well. If you like the canal, okay, but you do not want to go ahead and get to know the owner of the canal, it's going to be a no for me. Let's see how Brother Jubriel finna go ahead and respond.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure. talk to you again.
All right, he gonna say, okay, I'm happy you're here. I want to get to know you, because she just said all these other people wasn't really trying to get to know me. So I'm looking for somebody that's trying to go ahead and get to know me. So officially, this man is handsome. I'm gonna stamp it. He's handsome. Dark skinned man, he tall. You know what I'm saying? Like he got them Afrocentric features. We love it. White nose, white lips, white eyes, skin is popping. We love it. Okay. She on the other side, gorgeous. Them kids, gorgeous. Okay. I'm no longer a teacher, but when I could have taught your kids some things. I could have been their history teacher. You never know. Okay. I don't mash them together. We're gonna end up with l'amour noir. Let's see. Let's see what it's gonna give now.
She's lovely. She has
Uh-huh.
a beautiful voice.
I agree. Okay.
But the fact that Wendy has never been in a relationship before, that could be a red flag.
So you got a good sister Wendy in the lounge over here talking about how like the man is great. And you got Jubriel on the other side talking about, oh, you know, I like her. She's very upbeat, this and the third. But her not being in a relationship before could be a red flag. I'm really curious as to why it might be a red flag to him, because to me, maybe it's just because I'm always what the girl is. To me, it's not giving red flag per se. On the strength alone of like, if those other people didn't give, if you go ahead and be in relations, why should I force it just to say I've been in a relations before? But I can also see, from his perspective to be like, okay, so you ain't never really dated for real, for real. You ain't never really had a boyfriend for real, for real. Would you know what it takes, right? Maybe the work, the compromise, and all of the things that it would take to have, a partner, a relationship in your life. I could see that being like a concern. Now, let's see how he gonna proceed with this.
I'm Josie.
Jubriel, nice to meet you.
Jubriel.
Right. I'm from Nigeria.
So now we have our good brother Jubriel on a date with this lady. Her name is Josie, and we find out that this baby is Nigerian. Okay, Jubriel Oluwanfemi Olasheni. Please do not embarrass us. Okay, us as in like Africans. Please don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not Nigerian, but like I got Nigerian, whatchamacallit, aura and energy. I love me some Nigerians. Okay, they're my cousins. Please. Jubriel Oluwanfemi Olasheni, please. Please.
My parents, they came to Germany with my brothers.
Which checks out. Remember how he had said, his parents been pressuring him to go ahead and, get married and give them some kids? That sounds like something Nigerian. That sounds like African parents as a whole. Now it makes sense. Right? Other groups of people who pressure their families, but not in the way that Africans, the way they will pressure their children, especially their daughters, the way they will pressure them to get married and go ahead and have the kids, it has to be studied.
My mom, she'd always say goodnight and leave the bedroom. She'd come back after half an hour or so. She'd give me a big kiss on the forehead and then leave again.
So you had Jubriel who asked our good sister Josie, like, what's like your favorite childhood memory? And she just describes like, her relationship with her mom and having her mom think like, she asleep, she getting her on. And mind you, she wasn't like really sleeping for real, for real. And the mama will always come back and like, kiss her on the forehead. And that's something that's like she really carried all throughout adulthood. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't had that. I ain't had that growing up. My parents, African parents, as a general, from what I saw even with my friends, like not very affectionate, not always kind, even with their words, very much brutal, right? Like very brutal even with their words. So to just kind of like see how something as simple as a kiss on the forehead from when she was younger, how that has carried her all the way throughout adulthood. Parents, do not underestimate the impact that affection really has on, on people, on your children, especially when they grow up. The affection that you show them when they're younger, it really carries them, and it determines the relationship that you will then have with them as adults. Because if you treated me when I was a kid as if I was a bother to you, you were always harsh with your words, you were always insulting with your words, whooping to the point of like, okay, it's not even just giving like a little power, like it's giving like brutal, like when I'm older, like I don't want that. I don't want that around me. I really just don't. Right? Like, so to foster that, relationship, that deep connection with your children when they're adults, it starts when they're younger. Because it's like a lot of us are going around here. Literally, we have relationships with our parents out of obligation. We have relationships with our parents out of, out of respect, out of like that's the right thing to do, out of like maybe gratitude on some like, okay, these are my parents and they helped raise me, therefore let me try to like maintain some kind of a rapport with them, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily because I genuinely like the parents company. A lot of us if we're honest, a lot of us have experienced that. And so to have our good sister over here, Josie, and it's like her favorite memory is like kisses from her mom late at night. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
It was a pleasure. I like your energy. I like your voice.
Yeah,
I
me
thought this
too.
was really nice. Pleasant.
I agree.
And you have Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni over here bonding with our good sister Josie. So I feel like we already have a little triangle forming. So between him and Wandy versus him and whatchamacallit Josie. Who is Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni gonna choose?
Did you get engaged or what?
Nah, but she's fantastic. Josie.
And I don't like how they're going around telling each other the names of their dates like that for real, for real. Oh, I came out of this date and her name is Josie. She's fantastic. The other guy, whatchamacallit, Mr. Tattoo guy in the beginning, he had been on a date with Jesse. Why he gonna come out and he gonna tell Constantine, right? Like, oh, she likes her, whatchamacallit, bar music, and I hate that. And so you had Constantine who went in there like, dang, like I heard you like bar music. I love bar music. I'm glad it worked out in that sense, like, sharing something ended up aligning, you with this other person on the other side. But like, can y'all have a little bit more decorum? Can y'all hush? Can y'all just say, oh my gosh, my day was amazing, and leave it at that? Why y'all mentioning the names?
I believe I'd make a good father, but I don't want to be a father.
So we do have a good brother over here. Is it Guna or Ghana? It's spelled Gunnar. Okay? So our good brother gonna be like, I love children, but I don't wanna have no kids. I don't want nobody calling me daddy. I may want other people calling me daddy, but I don't want little ones calling me daddy, okay? I don't want none of that. Okay, which by the way, if you was gonna go ahead and call a man daddy in the bedroom in German, how's she gonna say it? If you speak German, like, please go ahead and comment down below. How would you say it? Like, because is it going to have, is it going to have the same effect? Because I know in French, it don't translate. You're not going to be in my bedroom and I'm calling you papa, like absolutely not. Papi works. Okay, daddy, it works. But papa, Because then if you are my papa, now I'm your mama, He ain't trying to have nobody call him daddy. Maybe the women of God, but not the children of God. Amen?
Almost all of them want kids. That's why Gunnar is in a tough spot.
They're pronouncing it Gunnar. But something about the way it's spelled is giving Gunnar to me. I feel like, the Germans will say Gunnar. Like, I almost want to, put it in, German for like, a little bit so I could hear how he going to pronounce his own name. Because Gunnar, I feel like it's giving Gunnar. Like, maybe I'm just trying to give these people new names, but like it's giving Gunnar to me. So you literally had this man, Brother Gunnar, almost like on a whole, a montage of walking into every pod and telling the women, I don't want no kids, okay? I want you to call me daddy, but I don't want the little ones calling me daddy. I don't want no diaper. I don't want no diaper rash. I don't want no fussing. I don't want no around. I don't want none of that, okay? And you had him with 3 different women who was like, oh my gosh, that's great for you, but it's enough for me, beloved. I want to have some kids. I want my eggs cracked. Okay, is brother Gunnar gonna find brother Gunnar? Gunnar, is he gonna find him somebody that aligns? Like, dang.
It only takes one woman, but my chances are kind of dwindling.
So now he gonna talk about how his chances are kind of dwindling because a lot of doors are being closed in his face. He feels like he's reaching a dead end, right? Now, here's my thing. I feel like I don't want him to pick somebody just on the basis of like, okay, this person also does not want to have kids. Because while that may be a big value, right? Like not wanting kids, like it really does affect like the lifestyle that you do have. People with no kids, they have a lot more freedom, they have a lot more fun, they're able to just like, move on about the world, right? So while I can understand that being like, okay, I don't want no kids, she don't want no kids, we go together real bad, but I want to make sure that other values also align, right? Like maybe do you believe in God, right? Maybe like what are your values as far as like, communications? What are your values around, friendships? What are your values around money? What are your values around fun? What are your values around different things? Like, can we laugh together? Can we do a little hee hee, a little ha ha? I don't want him to have like one and a half option and he goes with the option like, okay, she don't want kids either, therefore now let me propose. And what if, other parts of their lives don't actually align? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel the same way when you have people be like, oh, I want me a man or woman that's like, God-fearing. Okay. They fear the Lord, and then what? Are they a pleasure to be around? Do they actually make me think? Do they actually make me smile? Do they actually challenge me as a person? Or do they just love the Lord and that's it? You feel me? Like having kids, or choosing not to have kids, it's a choice that I respect because people with kids, it's like, it can be a lot, right? But I think what I'm saying is I would love for him to be in a room where like there are 5 women who also don't want kids. Like he doesn't want to have kids. And then amongst those 5 women, he gets to see who he aligns best with outside of the I don't want to have no kids, right? Like on personalities, on values, on lifestyle, and preferences and all of the things. Versus you got, literally one option and this one girl don't want to have no kids, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go with this one girl that don't want to have no kids, and then we don't align in any other areas. I would hate that for a good brother Gunnar.
Here are the basics. I'm 33 from Berlin.
So now you have him on a date over here with our good sister Josie, right? And they talking about just like, their lifestyle. He gonna be like, I'm somebody that be at the house a lot. It's a dent on my couch right now. The same way it's a dent in Benny's couch. It's a dent on my couch right now. Okay, I don't be trying to go nowhere like that for real, for real. And so she's resonating with that, and now they're talking about their bedtime schedule, and that aligns. Like he goes to bed at 11, I go to bed at 10. They seem to be like vibing now. Does Josie want kids, yes or not? Because if it's a not, immediately go ahead and leave whatchamacallit Jubriel or Luan Femi or Lasheni alone. Leave that baby alone. Okay? Leave that baby alone because his mother and his papa, they're going to harass you. Please. If you do not want to have no kids, leave Jubriel or Luan Femi or Lasheni alone because his papa will not let him go ahead and marry somebody that ain't want no kids. Because they're pressuring him to go ahead and get married and have some kids. They're not going to want him with somebody that don't want no kids. Spare yourself the trouble, beloved. Spare yourself.
I've started cycling.
Midlife crisis.
I'm liking their connection right now. Their banter seems to really align. She gonna be like, oh, you having a midlife crisis, because he gonna talk about how he likes cycling. He has a marathon coming. And she was like, oh, so you really are having a, midlife crisis. And I was like, yeah, I'm having me one right now. I can tell you judging. She was like, yep, I'm actually very judgy. But like they're laughing, they're giggling. Does she not want kids either? Because it's like, I don't want him to have his heart broken for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, brother Gunnar, like, it's Josie.
I don't want to have children.
So I want to have children. She went like, she almost like did like a mid, eye roll. But, editing, sometimes they could be editing them wrong a little bit. Like, Josie, do you want kids? Yes or no?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I killed the mood.
The vibe completely changed.
It did.
I guess I've always had a romantic view of it.
Yeah, because it's like when you ask her what her fondest memory was with her and her mother, right? Her mother kissing on the forehead late in the midnight hour when she was supposed to go ahead and be sleeping like, and she wasn't sleeping like, so the mama would come back and kiss her on the forehead. And it was always her and her mama.
Like a perfect world, perfect family, because I never had that myself.
I also I don't want her to compromise if low-key that's something she might want in the future. You feel me? Like if that's something she maybe imagines like being to her daughter or to her son what her mother was to her, right? Like I don't want her to compromise on that because she's vibing with Brother Bruno.
But that's something, depending on how things go, that I could come to terms with.
So she's saying she could come to terms with not having kids. So she's not completely sold on like, oh, I must have kids like the other women. She's flexible. Depending on how life is looking, I might want kids, I might not. You see what I'm saying? Like, I also don't want him to be like, okay, this is the best I can get. Somebody that's still a little, flexible on the kids. And I also don't want that for her. Right? I also don't want her to be, with somebody that's like, okay, I dead, like legit want kids, like for, like no matter what, I must become a parent. If she's a little bit more flexible around having kids as well. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they might try to make it work. I don't want them to. Because this seems like along the way, like along the line, it might be an issue. Like I said, I want him to have a choice of 5, 10 women who all don't want to have kids and then choose from that. Instead of having like somebody that's like, leaning, whichever way as the only option amongst, this experiment and having him go with that only for that to be an issue down the line.
What I need to be 100% happy in my life is a partner by my side.
So now we have our good brother Dustin, who's, a high school teacher. And this baby right here. Wow.
Experiencing that physical closeness is what I miss most when I'm lying on the couch alone at night.
Why is we doing that? As a woman or guy, this is just like something that I find a little cringe. Men who like to feel themselves too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a little, how guys be like this right here? Like, you feel me? Like, that's enough, okay? That I can handle. He over here like eyes squinting at the things. Beloved, no. No. Brother Dustin, no. It's giving Dusty. It's giving Dusty. All right.
That's why plan B or C would be to get a golden retriever with whom I can experience that togetherness.
And why he gonna say his plan B is to get a dog so he could experience that togetherness, that closeness? Beloved, a dog, not a human. It don't matter how close you with the dog gonna be a dog. Okay? If, plan A, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to finding you a long-term partner don't last, find another partner. Maybe they might not be long-term. Maybe it's going to be a partner for like 3 to 6 months. Y'all go into an entanglement. But get you a human. Your plan B can be a dog. Like, a dog is a dog. And a human going to be a human. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that.
That sounds weird, right?
It does sound weird. Then he going to ask, that sounds weird. Like, it does sound weird. Your plan B can be an animal. Animals cannot replace human beings. They cannot replace our need for connection with human beings. They just can't. Now I done messed up my head trying to follow Brother Dusty over here. This not, you feel me? Like my side part gone. Like, all right. Focus.
What do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I'm actually a movie and TV show buff.
So now he's on a date with this Yasmin person, and they're, having conversations. But so far, we are yet to see Yasmin. Like, they're only showing from his point of view. Why the editors did that? I don't know if y'all peeped it. This is episode 1. We are like at the 22, 23-ish minutes.
What do you do?
I work as an IT consultant. I studied business informatics for my bachelor's and master's degree.
Yasmin is talking on the other side, but we don't know what Yasmin look like. And before this baby done said, whatchamacallit, he lacks the concept of Love is Blind because, you know, you get to fall in love with a woman without seeing their face. You know, I don't really, you know, put too much value on how people look like. I'm more interested in their values, you know, what they like to do with their spare time, this, that, and the third.
I don't have a specific type physically. I'm more about trying to get to know a woman through her values and what she does with her time, for example.
And so you got Yasmin on the other side, she talking, but we not seeing Yasmin, we just seeing Brother Dusty. Why did they edit it like that a little bit? Are y'all trying to subliminally call our good sister Yasmin ugly? I don't know who this Yasmin person is. As of 23 minutes and 23 seconds into the show, don't nobody know. Who Yasmin? Why was he edited like that? Is this okay? Let me stop overthinking.
And I like to ride motorcycles. I like adrenaline, speed, things that are intense.
Wow, how cool is that?
So you have her share her interests. Like she likes to DIY, she likes motorcycles, she likes painting, she likes everything, right? We still don't know why they're not showing her. Typically, like they will go, you know, back and forth, like, oh, I'm Yasmin. Then like they'll show us Yasmin with like her little handle on the top, like what she does for work. We are yet to see Yasmin. We're yet to. Why are they doing that?
And how's life as a single woman in Frankfurt?
I often get pigeonholed because of my looks.
Y'all gonna have to start respecting me. I swear to y'all, I did not watch this ahead of time. And immediately I peeped like, okay, why? Why they not showing us Yasmin? And Yasmin gonna be like, okay, you know, he gonna ask, describe to me how whatchamacallit dating as a single woman is in Frankfurt, where she's from, because he's from Berlin and she's from Frankfurt, right? And then she gonna be like, oh, I could get, you know, practically, you know, a lot of dates if I could, if I whatchamacallit, if I wanted to. But people tend to like pigeonhole me. Let me play back. What exactly did she say?
Let me put it this way. If I wanted to, I could have a lot of dates.
If I wanted to, I could have a lot of dates. That's what our girl sis just said.
I often get pigeonholed because of my looks.
If I wanted to, I could get a lot of dates. But I often get pigeonholed because of my looks. So the editors, they were hiding her looks for whatever the reason. I was thinking like, okay, is she ugly? Like, because nobody ugly for real. Like, nobody ugly, right? Like, everybody look different to different people. But I peeped it like, why they only showing us him and not showing us Yasmin? I be prophesying. Y'all gotta go ahead and respect me because I be prophesying in these streets. In this Love is Blind, I be prophesying. What are your looks? Okay.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
It was never that deep. It was never that deep. I get pigeonholed because of my looks. So now I'm thinking, dang, like, what she look like? And then they gonna pan to her. Mind you, the build-up was like, it was up here. And they're gonna pan to her and the editor's gonna do the little ba, 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 ba. Knees, shoulders, elbows, hair. And then bam, there go her face. We didn't have to go through that. We did not have to go through that. She a blonde on the horizon. We did not have to go through that. She's not an ugly person. She's not at all. Very beautiful girl. But we ain't had to go through all that. And I particularly dislike people who be like, oh, I get pigeonholed or like people be judging me because of my looks. Like it's just so hard being so pretty. It low-key annoys me. So Brother Dusty and Yasmin, the blonde on the horizon already, they've irritated my spirit. They have.
It's not hard to guess what box I'm usually put in by people when they first see me.
So now you have Brother Dusty and Sister Yasmin, the beautiful. They're going to be talking about how easily they fall in love. He going to say he a little naive. You know, whenever he fall in love, he give it his best. He's not really good at picking up women. This, that, and the third. They seem to be connecting. Let's see what else it's going to give. So we get to hear a little bit more about our good sis, Yasmin the beautiful. She's going to let us know that she had a tough, upbringing.
I would say that I wasn't cared for as a child. Parents were too busy with their own problems.
You know, her parents were very much like into their own lives. So like her and her brothers, they had to fend for themselves, and they grew up, into like extreme poverty. So that was very hard. And so, her need for like security is something that she really values. Like she want to be stable. She wants to be, I'm guessing she wants to be financially stable as well, but she also wants to be emotionally stable, if that's something that really like lacked in whatchamacallit, in her growing up. I'm curious as to why, do y'all think maybe there's a connection with her leading so much more so on some like, her beauty a little bit more, which again, I have no problem with the woman being a baddie and knowing she's a baddie.
And sure, I do look a lot like the stereotype. But honestly, I like looking like this. It's just who I am.
You should know that you're beautiful, and you should walk into a room knowing that you're beautiful, right? Her energy just gonna give almost like, I get pigeonholed for my looks. Like, I'm so beautiful. It's giving, you know how you have some of those girlies that they're low-key mean to their friends? But then whenever they tell the stories, they'll be like, oh my gosh, these girls are just jealous of me because I'm so beautiful. Y'all ever engage with women like that? That's the energy that she gave to me at first. She's a very beautiful woman, but it's like, oh, I get pigeonholed for my looks. Like, you know what I'm like? It's just, she gonna attribute, all the things that she maybe goes through with other people, as in like other people being jealous of her for her looks. Now, she's not a bad-looking woman. She's very beautiful, very, very gorgeous. I want to reiterate that, right? But it didn't need to do all that. It didn't. And the editors, they played along with it too, right? Like, I get pigeonholed for my looks, and he was talking about looks on the other side. So then they built up the dramatic effects, and I'm just kind of like, okay, this could have been an email. Like, this could have been an email. It really could have.
42.
42?
And you?
I'm 30.
Oh, this is a bit of an older crowd. So this guy Andy is on a date with Yasmin the beautiful, and he gonna be 42 and she gonna be 30. To me, that's too much of a gap. But comment down below and let me know. Personally, I think that's too. Now you in your 40s, it's like no. My knees still got a little bit more energy than yours. You know what I'm saying? Like my knees got a little bit more. Like my knees got a little bit more life than yours. And I need us to align in that. Okay? Like I want our knees to start cracking at the same time. Right? Like when you get up and you're like, ooh, Lord have mercy, I want that to happen at the same time. So that's why 12 years to me, a bit much. But comment down below and let me know.
Think a 12-year age gap is a lot?
No.
No, your laugh is very endearing.
She says no. She don't think 12 is too much. Okay, if you like it, guess what? I'm in love. Okay, very much in love.
The question is, what is important to you in a man for him to win your heart?
I don't like when, guys ask this question, because to me always gives like, so the question is, what does a man have to be to win your heart? To me always gives like, as soon as you tell them what they have to be to win your heart, even if they're not that person, they're going to go ahead and start pretending, win your heart, and then go back to being who they really are. So whenever a guy asks you a question like that, if I were you, politician answer. I'm talking about be as vague as possible. Just like Tusiro and Jared, don't tell them the kind of men that you want. Because if they're not that man, most likely they're going to try to pretend to be that man. And then you're going to fall in love with the men that they pretended to be, right? only for down the line for their true self to go ahead and come out. Get to know people. Get to know people. Let their actions show you. Because if I tell you I like them to be like, kind, I like them to do all these different things, I like this, that, and the third. And if maybe they are not really that guy, right? Like naturally, that's not really who they are. They may try to become that, or at least present as that, to win your heart. And now once you've invested yourself, then their real self gonna show up. Then the representative gonna go ahead and be gone. Yeah, get what I'm saying? Politician answer. In the beginning, like Jare, 2-0 and Jare.
So you have a dominant personality, or are you looking for an alpha male?
So then he proceeds by saying like, okay, I can offer reliability, I can offer all these different things, blase, blase. She never really answers that question that he asked in the beginning, as far as like, what does a guy have to be for you to, for him to win your heart? She never answers that. He provides like what he gonna be like. He reliable. He gonna be a shoulder to cry on, blase, blase. Then he gonna ask like, are you dominant or are you looking for an alpha male? The minute any person gonna use the terminology of like alpha and that, to me that be childish. Comment down below and let me know. I don't know how to explain it, but whenever I do, it's like, are you like alpha male? Like that lingo be giving very much toxic. It be giving very much just like manipulative. It be giving very much like, I'm gonna go ahead and just like stress you out, right? For the vibes of it, because I'm trying to like practice my alpha, my masculinity. Any guy that's actually alpha, that's actually a leader, they never even use that language. Because they're just going to walk into the room and they're going to own the room. Their presence going to be felt. Their kindness going to be felt. Their energy going to be felt. The ones that be like alpha male, omega female, like all these like terminology, it be giving nothing and a half to me. And at 42, Andy, absolutely not. But comment down below because, I could be wrong. Comment down below and let me know how y'all feel.
I'd like an alpha by my side, like the feeling of being with someone who protects me
I could do that.
and who can speak for us as a family, if that makes sense.
A simple example of like what I was essentially saying. So she gonna be like, oh, I'd like to have an alpha male by my side. And he gonna be like, oh, so you like an alpha male? I could be that. Whether or not he's even an alpha male. He could be omega 3. He could be an omega man. But because she says she likes an alpha male by her side, guess what? As soon as they get together, these baby's gonna be out here trying to be alpha. And the minute you have to go ahead and start trying to be alpha, you become omega 3. That's why just let their actions show you. And if they ask you that question, politician answer. Talk in circles. Okay? Circle of life, talk in circles. Let who they are actually show up so that you can decide if who they are is something that you are okay with. Vice versa too. Vice versa. Don't ask a woman, don't ask a man, the kind of woman that they like so that you can go ahead and adjust yourself to become that woman. Be who you are. If you guys align, y'all gonna align.
I don't know what your preferred relationship style is. I think I'd rather be in a monogamous relationship.
Whew, my heart was racing.
What kind of question was that? Like, what kind of relationship style you like to be in? Beloved, we is on Love is Blind. Ideally, we want to be in a love that's blind, right? That's going to, supersede everything else. And he going to be like, oh, I'd like to be in a monogamous relationship. Duh. Because what else? At least for this here show, the concept of this here show, like what else could have been expected? Some of y'all be talking just to hear yourselves talk. I be talking to hear myself talk too. So let me just go ahead and, hydrate my lips so I could talk a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, Andy man, please, don't irritate my spirit. Do now.
I have a pole dancing and aerial acrobatics dance studio.
Awesome.
That's fun. She has a pole dancing and aerial acrobatics dance studio. Okay. I'm going to try me pole dancing now. I'm going to be like, you know how they be wrapping their legs around? When I go to Germany, Sister Nadia, I might pull up on you now. I might pull up on you. That's a fun little, job. I'm guessing she dances a lot. Acrobatics. So I guess this is like flexible. She gonna be swinging across like that. Is she gonna be getting her Tarzan on? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. I like that as a job. I'm not flexible, so I be hating on people who have like, flexibilities on their hips and stuff. I need to go ahead and stretch. So you had them on their dates. They're also bonding about, whatchamacallit, self-care. They do breath work and all of the things. So far, he seems to be getting along with multiple women. I'm curious as to like, where he's gonna essentially like, land as far as like who he gonna choose. Is it gonna be Yasmin? Is he gonna be out here with the pole dancer Nadia? Is he gonna be with the other woman that they were on a date? They were talking about how like, whatchamacallit, the monogamous relationship. I'm forgetting what her name is. But like, I'm curious. He seems to be getting along really well with the women. So let's see how he gonna narrow it down and if it's gonna be messy. Because yeah, told me to watch this Love is Blind Germany. I'm guessing it's like what? Is it a mess? Is there like a mess on the horizon? Like what's going on? So now he has 3 different connections. So you have the beautiful Yasmin, Nadia, the pole dance teacher, acrobatics girly, and the other girl, I think her name is Celia. She looked like a principal to me with the suit that she got going on. It's giving principal. I love it.
I definitely know which direction I want to go to today, especially with Jubriel. I plan on getting a little deeper, talk about family, and...
You haven't talked family yet?
There go Wandy and Josie again. They're talking about Jubriel, Oluwafemi, Olasheni. And I'm just kind of like, why? She gonna be like, my game plan is to talk about family. And Josie gonna be like, y'all ain't talked about family yet. You see how subliminally y'all trying to one-up each other? Because me and him, we been talked about family. Girl, you kind of behind. Look, like, she ain't said all that, but that's the energy starts to give. Hush. Just hush sometimes. And I just got a clear view into Sister Wandy's behind. When I tell you the future is bright, like, the future is clear. Okay? I'm talking about he has the whole world in his hands. Wandy has the whole world in her behind. Okay? It is standing firm. Okay, firm foundation, bountiful. Okay, the blessings are bountiful. Okay, you could place the economy, okay, on her booty and it's gonna stand firm. You know what I'm saying? Like you could place the entire economy of this country and of Germany, and it's gonna stand firm and withstand all the wavering. That's how firm her booty is. I love it. Okay, oh my gosh. She must be tired. Carrying all that. Y'all, have y'all just ever had a really stupid day? Like the day just ended up being like real aggravating to your spirit. That's the kind of day that I ended up having yesterday. So we left off watching whatchamacallit, Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni on his date with whatchamacallit, Wandy.
It would be really important to me that I become part of your family and that you become part of mine. I'd like to be able to say, my mom has gained another son.
And so you had a good sister Wandy out here talking about how, like, I want to be part of your family. Me and you, I want us to share the same last name. Right? On the other side, you got Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni. He taking off his shirt. You know what I'm saying? He going to talk about how, like, you and I have the same values. Right now, the only thing I'm trying to share with you is values. Okay? I'm not going to share no flowers. I'm not going to share no last name. I'm not sharing a damn thing with you other than values. And we're going to build upon them values. Okay? So you have this man still trying to build. Okay? He getting his Peter on. Okay, building a firm foundation for the people of God, for the woman of God. And you have the woman of God on the other side talking about we a family. I'm trying to be a part of your family. Ladies, we got to go ahead and pump the brake.
I would really love to be part of your family.
I can tell we share the same values, and that's a great foundation to build on.
She out here talking about, I'm going to miss you. This baby not responding. Okay, he's still on the value building. You is already missing him. Beloved, The future is bright behind you, but ahead of you, I'm not sure. If you keep at this, it's not gonna be. We're moving a little too fast. Comment down below and let me know.
See you.
I'm going to miss you.
Yo, she dancing and the things.
But I can't quite figure out if she's someone where I'm like, hey, I can see this lasting years or long term or forever.
So we have our good sister over here, Wandy, in the hallway. She dancing, my man, my man, my man, my man. Okay, that's what she telling herself. Cause me and him, we a family. In this club, we are family. I'm trying to be a part of your family. So then you got Jubriel, Oluwafemi Olasheni talking about how like I feel myself being, comfortable around Wandy, but I don't see myself, for real, having this last like forever. Men be liking like men allow them to run a little bit, like a little run, a little jog. This baby is crawling. Okay, this baby is crawling to you and you are running full speed, like with your emotions, with your heart, like it's too much. He not seeing it and you planning the family, how your mama gonna get a new son and all the things. Beloved, politician answer, values. We just tootsie roll and gyrate too.
But I can't quite figure out if she's someone where I'm like, hey, I can see this lasting years or long term or forever. Or if it just be a nice fling.
He not sure if this gonna be lasting or if this gonna be a fling. And you got Wandy over there dancing. Okay, you got Wandy over there. She doing her little dance. David danced, Wandy is dancing for Jubriel Oluwafemi or Lasheni. And he trying to talk about how like, oh, this could be a fling. A fling.
Josie could be a great match because I feel very comfortable with her and she's very much my type.
He gonna say, I feel comfortable with Josie and Josie is very much my type. What that mean? Did y'all discuss what y'all look like? Because one thing about black men, they gonna like them biracial. Is she biracial or like a light-skinned babes? Like one thing about black men, they gonna drool. They gonna drool over a light-skinned babes. Josie is a very beautiful woman. Wandy is a very beautiful woman. But if he got wind that Josie might be her Alaskan, and he gonna have him Alaskan with curly hair on his side, okay.
I'm really confused. I'm not there yet, man. This is hard.
And they chatty too. He in the lounge talking about it with all the men, like, and he mentioning names too. Wandy this, Wandy that. Josie did, like, and the girls are doing the same. Like, y'all ain't got no, like a little, y'all can't keep secrets a little bit. No.
I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to come off as a player.
And the thing about Love is Blind is it gives a lot of men who in the real world will literally give nothing and a half. Like women will look at them and be like, I would rather, commit to a life of cats. Okay, before I could submit myself and my life to engage with you in a marital commitment, like in any type kind of commitment. I would literally rather mop the beach, okay, with paper towel before I will end up with you. And so you have men like that behind the pots, okay, behind the privacy of the wall. Because these women can't see them for real. And you have these men acting like they're the gift that keeps on giving. So you have Josie over here in the lounge. She's going to be talking about how, like, oh, when I was younger, I used to want me to have 2 kids. Because I was an only child. So I was like, let me go ahead and have 2 kids. So that little, little Bobby can have little Jessica to play with.
Do you even want kids? I used to think I want at least 2 because being an only child sucks. So if I have kids, then at least 2.
But now that I'm dating Gunnar, brother Gunnar, okay? Now that I'm dating him, I feel like I have to really think as to whether or not I like kids or not, or whether or not like I want kids or not. And I'm just gonna like, beloved, if you have to go ahead and reevaluate something that deep for a person, it ain't gonna work. Because you've always wanted to have kids. The only reason why you're questioning whether you want to have kids or not is because you're connecting with Gunnar. Along the way, that desire to have kids gonna resurface. And then it's gonna be a problem.
I guess it's about figuring out whether you, specifically, would be enough in the end.
So now you have our sister Josie on a date with brother Gunnar, okay? And the two of them gonna talk about the kids again. And she really just like paints a picture of some like, hey, all my friends, there's gonna come a point all them gonna have kids. Like that's just like the world in which we live in. All them gonna have kids. And there's gonna be a point where I may feel left out. And she gonna say like, you know, I'm 29 now and maybe the first 5 or 6 years it's not gonna be a problem, but I just know along the way it might be an issue. And I'm just kind of like, I'm torn because on one hand I'm like, even your reasoning to want kids feels a little weird to me because it's like all my friends gonna have kids, therefore I should have kids. Like that don't make no sense. Like kids are a commitment for life. Like you shouldn't want to have kids just because you don't want to feel left out. If it sounds almost as if Josie could go either way personally, but like the society in which, the community in which exists in, almost like would make sense if she eventually also had kids herself. And I'm just kind of like, that reasoning also don't make no sense. It don't make no sense because kids are no joke. Okay, having them, it's not a joke. Raising them is not a, you have kids for life. They're babies for a little while, but those are humans that you're responsible for until either you or them die. Rest their soul. So even her reasoning around having, you know, a family just for like the community that she imagines having, it feels a little like, okay, girl, like, don't have them kids then. Like, don't have them kids. Comment down below and let me know. And then she says, ultimately, like, even if I decide, like, okay, I'm not going to have kids, the question that remains is, like, are you going to be enough? Like, are you going to be enough to fill my life? Are you going to be enough to fill, you know, all the parts of my life, essentially? And she's still tooth rolling and gyrating. I'm going to tell you this right now. He's not. Like, he's not. Nobody ever going to be. Even when you have kids, the kid's not going to, you know, feel any parts of you. Those are just humans. And nobody going to be the ones to just like, no. We live in community and people will bring us joy. People will bring us happiness. But can nobody ever be enough to like feed these like imaginary puzzles that we create for ourselves? And I'm going to tell you this right now, certainly a man not going to be that. Like, men are just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not going, you know, it's just not going, it's not going to do that.
We're both the eldest?
Yeah, we're both the eldest.
What's his name? Child, I don't know this baby's name. But he on a date with our good sister, Jessie. Jessie and him are the people that like to do, whatchamacallit, they like German bar music or something like that. They're connecting over both of them being the eldest. Like she has 4 siblings and he has however many siblings he has. And, you know, they're just like bonding over being the eldest. One day we're going to talk about, you know, whatchamacallit, being the eldest, but also I'm not the eldest, but I am the 4th. And between, you know, my eldest daughter, our eldest daughter and me, it's like, it's a good like 5-year gap. But between me and the 2 heifers that come behind me, it's like 8 years difference. Don't look at me, you're the heifer. Don't be laughing. Yeah, you're a heifer. The 2 heifers that come behind me, although I'm not the eldest, I very much, in a sense, raised them because it's like it was an 8-year gap between us for real. Well, the one that comes after me was a 6-year gap, and the one after her, it's an 8-year gap. Those two be thinking, like, they've even said, like, I'm like the second mom almost. And if I backhand you, if I backhand you, but just aggravating. Like my youngest sister lives with me actually, just aggravating, right? But watching them bond, there's something about just people who've always been responsible. The point I'm trying to make is like, I've always been responsible for other people. And so getting together with somebody who's also been responsible for other people is really a beautiful thing. On the strength alone of like, the same way you're gonna care for them because you grew up having to care and take care of others, they too will do that for you, right? Having, the eldest end up with somebody like maybe the youngest, it can be a little tricky on the strength alone of like the youngest usually is used to like being spoiled. They used to, have people do for them. And sometimes they may not really know what it means to show up and do for others in the same way that elders or people who just grew up doing for others tend to. So for them to both be like, the elders, and he talked about how like the dad was not around a lot, so he had to almost like be the role model for his siblings. And, she being the eldest daughter, we all know it's not just like an African thing, it's not just like a black thing, like across just like across, communities, being the eldest daughter, the pressure that you experience is a lot. So I feel hopeful for the two of them. I feel like, that as a similarity might be something that, ends up being to their benefit because they're both used to taking care of other people. It might be easier for them to really take care of each other, almost like unconditionally type kind of thing. But comment down below and let me know because y'all been watch this. I haven't. So I could be completely wrong. I don't know what's awaiting, what's awaiting on the horizon. But so far, I'm liking this dynamic, I will say.
I understood everything my mother did for me.
So we just had our good sister Josie on a date with brother Gunnar, and she just spoke about, growing up again, because I think they're really diving deep to kind of just see if the kid thing gonna be an issue or not. And so she speaks about, how close she and her mom have always been because her dad was never part of, her life. And it was really heartbreaking because she was like, I understood why my mom just like protected me from a man who always promised things that he never actually could do. And as much as he may have wanted to be a father, ultimately he just was a sperm donor.
I think he would have liked to be a father, but in reality, he was just a sperm donor.
And you have brother Gunnar on the other side crying. And you have me sitting on the couch on my dang, am I about to weep? Because like, yes. And a lot of people, they have fathers even within the home who might have as well just been the sperm donor. Like, especially in a lot of, African households, like it's a lot of fathers that could have just been sperm donors. Right? It's a lot of them where like some where the only thing they maybe provided was, financial, right? Like they provided financially a little bit. Some ain't even did that. But they're within the home, never caring about the emotional, the well-being and the developmental, parts, and the emotional, the psychological, the spiritual, right? Nurturing of their, of their children. Many grew up with fathers in the home who might have as well have just been their sperm donors. But that's a conversation for another day. And you see her crying because it's, y'all know this song of like, Uwe ton papa, Dima we ton papa, where basically, people have, researched a lot of the songs and people in my comments, because I did a video on it. It's about a guy literally, wondering like, where my daddy at? Like my daddy done went and got milk and never came back. But the full story of that song is that the father of the artist actually died in the Rwandan genocide, the genocide in Rwanda, right? So you had the singer, the artist, essentially grieving a father he never really knew. And so the way Sister Josie is describing, her relationship with her father, she literally had to go ahead and go to google.com to find out that, her daddy Dambin had his Lazarus on.
I Googled him and I found his obituary. He'd been dead for 6 months.
And nobody told her, like that baby being dead for like 6 months, and nobody told her. So one grieving a father that was absent, the way she describes him, like almost like a sperm donor, having to grieve that is on a whole nother level of just like mind fuckery that will mess with you up. That literally will mess you up. Because it's like, this baby gave me nothing and a half. But there's a part of me that still yearns for even that nothing and a half. I'm sorry, Sister Josie. Like, it sounds like you've been through a lot with your family, which is maybe why you're a little, wonky around. Should I have kids and should I not? But the more you talk about your family, the more you talk about your mother, it sounds like you want to have children of your own. Maybe for the simple fact that you may want to right a lot of the wrongs that maybe your father, did or whatever the case is, right? Hold on. Who am I, though, child? Oh, look at her. She crying over here. She had to find out on Google that her daddy died. So it's kind of like crazy. Yeah, the daddy was deadbeat. Yeah. You know what's crazy about this Love is Blind that I don't really talk about enough? They have to go through a lot of these dates, and so she just had to cry, when she discussed, the relationship with her father. And now she's heading to another date. So that means she has to go again to another guy. Whenever the conversation about the dad comes up, she has to go ahead and tell the story again, over and over again. Like, nah, that would drive me insane. And if I have to cry every time, don't ask me about my daddy. Go to Google as well. Okay, that baby died. Go to Google. I'm gonna give you his name. Go ahead and Google him, and you're gonna learn everything about my daddy. You're not gonna traumatize me date after date. Absolutely not. You're not gonna do that.
It's kind of some good therapy though, exposure,
Huh? That's too much. And we're on a date. I don't want to keep crying all day long.
My skin color, my eyes, which aren't blue like hers.
She is. The mama white, the daddy black.
Being the only dark-skinned person in class.
He's also sharing like his experience as far as like, growing up as the only, African kid in a class and, being the only dark one in the room. Even now you see in the lounge, he's the only black man in the room. The same way Wandy. I feel like I saw another black girl like in passing, but I didn't see her again, right? But you literally have Josie talking about how, like, looking the way that she looks, like I'm guessing she's mixed. Maybe the mama is white and the daddy is black, if I'm understanding correctly. And so in a room full of just like white people being the only black, like that can be like a lot. So she's describing that and they're bonding over this. This is the date with Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni. So I'm going to tell this right now. Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni finna go ahead and go with Josie. So Wandy that's trying to be a part of his family, she gonna need to go ahead and find another family in the club, okay? Because in the club we all family. She gonna need to go ahead and go to the club and find another family because our good brother Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni not finna go ahead and have her be a part of his family. That's my prediction. But comment down below and let me know, child.
Even as a boy, I thought to myself, what if I were lighter skinned?
He himself, when he was younger, thought to himself, what if I was lighter skinned? I hope he's processed that because a lot of people, a lot of men in particular, who be wishing they were a little lighter skinned, they do not want their children to look like them. Because especially if they were bullied, they're going to grow up and wanting to make sure that, okay, I at least want my child to not look exactly like me so that my child won't be bullied the same way that I was bullied. A lot of like internalized, or whatchamacallit, colorism. A lot of it, which is why I think it's not everybody because a lot of people it's a lot of self-hatred. But you see a lot of black men wanting to pick either white women or a lot of like light-skinned women because they don't want to essentially have a child that looks like them. A lot of self-hatred, a lot of healing that has to go ahead and happen. A lot. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's Josie. It's Josie for Jubriel Oluwafemi Olasheni. Maybe he may not dislike Wandy on some, oh, you dog, like he may not even, understand it as such, but like subconsciously, yeah. Comment down below and let me know if what I'm saying is making sense. But it's like I'm not seeing him with, with Wandy. First of all, he wasn't feeling Wandy like that for real. But, now that he's also sharing a deeper connection with Josie and he can picture what Josie looks like, it's gonna be Josie. It's gonna. College, I felt like, dang, like, am I, especially having an accent, having an accent was always annoying, and people wanting to touch your head, things like that. But I never internalized it as such because around like my friend group, it was always people that looked like me and I was always loved. So as annoyed as I was, I never like made it be like, oh my gosh, like I never thought myself like, let me,
The older I got, I realized God made me the way I am.
I know that's right.
My skin color with every
Okay. Dang. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Jubriel gonna make it harder for Josie to decide because the way he was able to really just like bond with her on that experience, and just like black people, because she's black. I'm guessing she's black. She's mixed, but I'm guessing like, black. Whatever hue of black you are, you're black. Right? Being able to connect on that. And so you have her crying and him talking about how, like, the more I grew up, I realized how much, I love myself. I love my being. I love all of those things. I feel like they really are building a connection. And her being of this complexion, subconsciously gonna be a plus. But also, let me not reduce it to that on the strength alone of like his connection with Wendy does not seem to be as strong. Right? His connection with Wendy is not really giving all that to him, at least. It's giving more to Wendy in her head because she's out here dancing in the hallway like my man, my man, my man, and all the things. But it's not reciprocated. And this baby done gave her a politician answer. Me and you share the same values. That's the only thing we finna share, the values. Okay? I'm not gonna share no saliva with you. I ain't trying to kiss you, I ain't trying to touch you. I'm not gonna share no bear with you. I'm not gonna share my last name with you. Oluwa Femi Olasheni. I'm not gonna share nothing with you. You gonna get the values, and that's the only thing we gonna share. Okay? So, to me, he gonna choose Josie, but I feel like Mr. Brother Gunnar also like a very strong competition regardless of the kids thing. But comment down below. Do not spoil this. Okay? Comment only on the episode I'm talking about. Please do not spoil this. Let me watch this.
Who is it? Josie.
Now, Jubriel, Oluwa Femi Olasheni is in the hallway. They're doing a group hug. They're crying. He crying over Josie. It's Josie. Like, I'm loving the bond that they're creating amongst, the men and the women on the other side. I'm loving the bond that they're creating. I just wish they were a little bit more, not as revealing about the identities of like the people they're dating, because y'all are dating the same people low-key, because it can easily get messy really quickly. It can get competitive really quickly. So just like have a little bit more decorum. Write in your damn diary. Like, don't be mentioning their names. Like, oh, I just had a lovely day with whatchamacallit, this woman. Don't be like, oh, I had a lovely day with Josie. Like, keep it cute. Keep it mindful. But that's just me. Comment down below and let me know.
To learn more about your feelings and emotions.
Brush the teeth. Oluwa Femi. Jubriel Oluwa Femi Olasheni, brush the teeth.
Let's do this.
Please. Please.
Oh, he got clapped.
Oh my gosh. It was built in there. I'm talking about it was built in there. Brush the teeth. If it ain't a matter of brushing, you gotta get that checked. That is not okay. You can't do that.
She's found her man. Yeah.
I have my dark sides.
Which dark sides? The man that Jesse gonna be dating gonna be like, oh, I have me a dark side. Which dark side? Show your dark side so we can all see. Love is blind, but we're not trying to see the dark. Once the blindness gets removed, show all your sides, beloved. What dark side? You be killing people or something? You got people in the freezer? Like, what the? And then they're gonna end. And then they're going to end the episode. Child, I'm going to end it right here because I got to go ahead and go. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe to them. The notification bell so that you always know when I upload. Right now, they're just like building connections for real. It ain't nobody I speak nobody. And you got this man over here with the dark side. I don't even remember his name. Is his name Andy? Is he Andy? I think his name is Andy. But no, that's not Andy. Child, he got him a dark side, but we're going to figure that out in episode 2. Okay, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead and see you guys on the next one. Bye, Z's. Say bye, Z's now. Okay, dang.